Hello, my friends. I've been having a bit of problems with Mass Recall. Throughout the entire series, it has been resetting my options constantly, not saving mission progression, so I have to go back and redo stuff, crashing, and now we get to the mission selection screen. As you can see, I'm trying to select my campaigns here, and the only option is Revel Yell, despite the fact that we fixed it, but I found a workaround to get into that Zerg campaign. So, I guess you just have to know. You can select your campaign right here. So, that's cool. We're gonna jump into the Zerg campaign, and we're gonna see how this goes. It's been a trip, my friends. There's been a lot of things that I don't think will ever truly get fixed, but that's okay. That's part of the experience, isn't it? I'm excited for the Zerg campaign. The Overmind is one of my favorite characters in Starcraft, without a doubt. First Overmind, so cool. I believe he made it to top 6 of the best character tournaments. He was 3rd in his group in the top 10. And I think that he was like 6th or 5th in votes. People like him, despite the fact that he does not exist in StarCraft 2 at all. I think he's the most popular StarCraft 1 character. Zerg campaign, Overmind. The swarms have crushed the meager human resistance and laid waste to 9 of the 13 Terran worlds. Shortly after the fall of the Terran capital world of Tarsonis, the main Protoss fleet abandoned the Terran sector. Now, efforts continue on Tarsonis to weed out the remaining Protoss forces.
Awaken, my child, and embrace the glory that is your birthright. Know that I am the Overmind, the eternal will of the Swarm, and that you have been created to serve me. Behold that I shall set you amongst the greatest of my Cerebrus, that you might benefit from their wisdom and experience. Yet your purpose is unique. While they carry forth my will to the innumerable broods, you have but one charge entrusted to your care. For I have found a creature that may yet become the greatest of my agents. Even now, it resides within a protective chrysalis, awaiting its rebirth into the swarm. You must watch over the chrysalis and ensure that no harm comes to the creature within it. Go now, and keep safe my prize.
He's so cool. There's a whole Zerg structure in StarCraft 1, pre-Kerrigan, I really enjoy. I wish there was more of it. I like Kerrigan, but I think she works best as a part of that instead. Oh gosh, that's loud. Let's turn that sound down a little bit. Hope it wasn't too loud for you guys. I think she works best as a part of the collective Zerg swarm instead of the Soul Head, personally. We'll see. Birds. Starcraft Bird War. Alright, let's get this going.
Treasury is the heart of any Zerg colony. It spontaneously generates lava, which in turn are used to spawn your various warriors and minions. Now, create a drone and start gathering resources.
I thought that Zaw... Wait. They just talk with Dagoth?
Lords provide control for
Okay.
your minions. As your forces grow in number, you must hatch more overlords to control them. To create new warrior strains, you must generate the various hive structures. The drones themselves mutate into these structures. Yet be careful. Never use your last drone to make a building.
Does this come before Zaz introduces himself? I don't remember. Huh. I could have sworn that the first thing that you hear is Zaz introducing himself. I don't remember just random Dagoth without introducing himself telling you to start building stuff, but alright. That's a way to do it. Now, we have the Zergle. The Zergle attacks 2 times per second for 5 damage. And it's pretty fast. It's got that 3.12 movement speed off of creep. Or rather, creep doesn't actually give you a benefit in this game. Creep, I think, is one of the things that StarCraft 2 did way better than StarCraft 1. It's kind of a useless resource in this game. Okay, so what we need to do is, this is a poorly placed gas geyser. One thing I've noticed is that, and Ace actually brought this up in the YouTube comments at one point, that they actually, in this game, have moved some of the gas geysers to make them more accessible.
Now, order your drone
I'm busy.
to become a spawning pool.
I'm gonna go hatch before pool's
You'll
us.
notice that structures can only implant themselves upon the creep. You can make creep colonies to extend the creep, but only a hatchery can be built upon open ground.
Thank you, Dagoff. Oh gosh, what was I talking about? Oh, gas geyser placement. So there were many gas geysers in the previous campaign where it would take 5, 6, 7 guys to saturate based on your main starting location. And Mass Recall kind of scooted them over a tad so that it was 3. And I do appreciate it. It's, for the best. Like, there is getting the experience, and then there's getting the experience, and I don't think that having the gas geyser be something that you have to first find in your own base is really a great addition to the game. You can feel free to disagree with me on that. I'd actually be interested in if anybody has any arguments to the contrary that they could justify. But I personally, it's not a fun thing for me. So Zerg are a little bit slow to build up. One thing that StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 have differently is the lack of APM-intensive macro mechanics in the game. Well, and by that I mean macroing itself is the APM-intensive macro mechanic, as opposed to in StarCraft 2 where it's actually like screen real estate that you have to spend. If you want to use... Oh gosh. I should have built a spawning pool. See how good Zerglings are. Why are Zerglings so... What? Why are Zerglings so good? That, in StarCraft 2, that's a slaughter where the Marines have like 5 guys alive at the end.
I too am a cerebrate of the Overmind. I have located a small band of Terrans who could threaten the Chrysalis and the Hive Cluster. You must not allow them to leave here alive.
Alive. Zaz is our best friend. We're going to be with him for the entire time. Alright, we're going to get Ling speed because we're just not fast enough. And then we're going to have to pump Lings for a bit. So I was talking about macro mechanics. In StarCraft 2, there was a very deliberate design decision to take your screen real estate and force you every once in a while to go back to your main base in order to do something. That is the common thread between the Mule and the Chrono Boost and Inject Larva. All 3 of those want to take your attention away from whatever is going on. In exchange for a macro benefit, I don't like those. I find them a pain in the butt. I would rather watch the fights in my RTS game, personally. And I really like that they don't exist here. They also cause scaling in StarCraft 2 to be a lot more exponential than in StarCraft 1. Like, if you were to look at the speed that you build up in the 2 games comparatively, StarCraft 1 is much more linear, and I prefer it. I'm going to start adventuring, by the way, once I get the magical Ling speed upgrade. I just need to be able to come back home. Here we go. We got Ling speed. We can head across. That is a fire bat. It's going to do some decent damage, but it doesn't matter that much. And we're just going to pump Lings for a long time. I think there's some Goliaths up here? Yeah. Oh gosh, what is this unit? Oh my goodness. You're going to hear a lot of Zergling spawning sounds during this campaign because I am in love. Oh, nice starport there, bud. I should probably make a Hydralisk Den because it is in fact one of the objectives of the mission. One thing I actually like about this starting mission is it's very open-ended. They're just like, yeah, you gotta make a spawning pool and a Hydra Den. There's a base. Go kill it. That's all we're going to tell you. You figure the rest out on your own. Here's like the basic macro mechanics of the race. It's really kind of nice. Yeah, there were firebats there. Firebats are the counter. Wait, they have medics? I don't have Brood War tech enabled for me. Why do they have medics? Uh-oh, the options might have changed again. So, some people were commenting in the comments, weird place to go, that, the skins were turned off for the last one, the Starcraft skins, and I checked and yeah, they just all got deactivated for some reason between missions. And actually, let's take this and bring it up here. I apologize for that. I will try to be on the lookout for it, but this game seriously changes my options every time I load into it to like a completely random set of options. If you notice at the beginning of the last video, it actually makes me re-pick my difficulty from medium for some reason, despite it defaulting to hard every other time. It's a crazy adventure. Okay. So this little part of the Terran encampment is down. We're just gonna keep pushing out units. Gosh. +1 attack is done because I didn't think my Zerglings were quite doing enough damage, you know? Oh, here's your attack wave. There goes their entire base. Oh, they actually got a bit of stuff in here. Alright, I'm gonna have to pull back. And I'm gonna get some celebratory Hydras. So the Hydra in StarCraft 1 is definitely a weaker unit than the Hydra in StarCraft 2, but it is also definitely a better unit. It is a hatch tech unit. It still has a move speed and attack speed upgrade. I believe it has one less range and does a little less damage, and has a little less durability. But it builds fast. Yeah, it does 10 damage base. It builds real fast, and it is 1 supply, 75 minerals, and 25 gas. I don't want to say that the Zerg units are imbalanced, but at least their tier 1 units in a mass recall setting are insane. And if you're ever having a hard time in any of the Zerg campaigns in the actual StarCraft 1 client, just build Hydras in every mission only and you will be successful. Like, straight up, they're so good. Or if you like big macro energy, build a lot of Lings to go with them. Especially once you get Adrenal Glands upgraded. That's going to be... The Ling is going to be okay for the beginning bits, and then we're going to get the Ling upgrades 2, 2, 3, 3, and Adrenal. And then I will say that Zerglings are a late game unit, and you will look at it and you'll be like, that's really weird, but he is 100% correct. They're okay in the early game. They're Destroyer of Worlds in the late game. And yes, that whatever that was is just considered okay. I'm going to get 3 more Hydras, and then it's going to be all Lings for the rest of forever. I was actually impressed by this base, so I'm being a little more cautious than I have to be. I know that I killed an attack wave as I was setting everything up, but I might as well at least wait for a carapace upgrade, right? I'm just kind of sharking around. The mass recall AI seems real fond of rebuilding. Yeah, like this. So as long as I deny that and deny this, then there won't be any funny business. We're going to get to 43 supply, I think. They build fast, too. 24 seconds and 24 seconds. A Hydra builds as fast as a Zergling. It is definitely a spammable unit. In professional ZVP, it is not uncommon to just go Hydra Lurker as your composition forever. And it works a lot. You can play a true macro game off of those 2 units. Let's just remove this building from the Chronicles of History. There we go. And we are going to be able to move on to the second mission very, very soon. Get them, boys. Are these trucks or are they people? Just trucks. By the way, guys, people were telling me to check something to have cinematics installed. Or have cinematics play. I checked everything. I really did. I even made sure that I had the cinematics pack installed. It says that it is, and the cinematics don't play. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to stitch on the important cinematics to the end of a video. I can't find the final Terran thing. Oh, they rebuilt it again. They snuck an SCV over. Okay, we found it. Perfect. Especially the good cinematics. I'll just jump into Brood War for those. Zerg feels so good to play in this game. I like it a lot better than Starcraft 2 Zerg. And I like Starcraft 2 Zerg. That's a bit weird of a shot. Alright, a 16-minute first mission. That's pretty rare. The Terran first mission was like build 3 SCVs in a supply depot, and then the second one was build 5 Marines. They really expect you to do a lot more as time goes on in this campaign with their first missions, and I really, really like that. The only one where they truly babysit you is the Terran one. Heart of the Swarm could have learned something there. Aggression, the Confederate capital world of Tarsonis.
I am well pleased, young Cerebrit, and so long as my prize remains intact, I shall remain pleased. Thus its life and yours shall be made as one. As it prospers, so shall you, for you are part of the swarm. If ever your flesh should fail, that flesh shall be made anew. That is my covenant with all Cerebrits. Now you have grown strong enough to bear the rigors of warp travel with the swarm. Thus we shall make our exit from this blasted world and secure the chrysalis within the hive cluster upon the planet Char.
Remnants of the Protoss fleet still linger within this planet's orbit. They will attempt to block our exodus at every turn.
My brood shall aid you, Cerebrid, should you require assistance.
One thing I don't like about the Cerebrits is it's really hard to tell which one is which. I think that one is Zaz and that one's Dagoth, but it's really hard to tell because I don't want to be racist, but all Cerebrits look alike to me. Oh, this is going to be my most downvoted video ever after saying that. I'm so sorry. I know it's not politically correct, but it's really hard. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to get better. It's just I didn't grow up in a culture that was used to identifying Cerebrits. Kind of a weird place to put that second hatch.
Minions as you will, Cerebrid. They will serve you unquestioningly. Go now, and bring swift wrath to all who would oppose the swarm.
So this is the mission where we get the Hunter Killer. And the Hunter Killer is... it's a Hydralisk variant that has double the HP and double the damage and double the armor. Oh, sorry. It has 2 base armor instead of 0. Yeah, they're probably the best elite unit in the game. They're just these monsters of doom and destruction and death. They're so good. So, one thing I don't like about Zerg is every time you click on their buildings, they're like really loud. I have it set so that you don't get unit responses when I move, because I think Zerg unit responses are really annoying. Especially in StarCraft 1 where there wasn't a cooldown on them. So if you click 5 times, it'll start the Mutalisk screech 5 times in a row, which is already really loud. But you gotta go back to the hatch quite often to build drones. That's just how the StarCraft works. And I do find that annoying. I find the Nexus and the Command Center to be a lot less of a vocal building. But it's not that bad in Mass Recall comparatively. And it will cut if you unselect it. So I'm going to try to do that for a bit because I... oh, hello. Hey, get out of here. Zealots are pretty buff, but not without speed are they going to actually be able to connect very well. Oh, I think they start with their upgrades as well. Yeah, 6 range instead of 5, or instead of 4. Whoa. Yeah, Hunter Killers are just ridiculous. A lot of the other elite units in the games are just like a bit of a statistical upgrade, but having extra range is huge. Because then your, fire hose of needle spines ends up in the back, and it just keeps doing its damage. One thing I kind of like about the Zerg campaign as well is they just give you the Mutalisk really early on. Like, really, really early on. It's mission 2. And the Muta is definitely one of the more iconic Zerg units. Part of the Swarm waits until almost halfway through the campaign before they trust you with such power. You can actually be more than halfway through the campaign. So for this mission, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tried and true Zerg strategy of pressing the Hydralisk button after I get my upgrades. And then the Protoss will die. They can have Storm, it doesn't matter. They can have High Templar, or that's the same thing as Storm. They can have Reavers, it won't matter. They can invent the Colossus, and it won't matter. Because I will have more Hydras than they can count. I will blot out the ground with my Hydras. Yeah. It's not nearly as intimidating. I kind of want to scout. I'm just a little bit bored of macroing. So I'm just going to pop over here and see what we have. There's a little zealot squad over here. Just some boys doing stuff. Oh, there's a lot of boys up here, but nothing of value that they're protecting. Oh, here's a photon. One thing that's really funny about photon cannons at StarCraft 1. Yuck. So microing mutas is really annoying because of how loud they are. You could probably hear that. It's even worse in the base game. I'm probably not going to go mutas too often as a result of that. I find it obnoxious to listen to. And I don't want to drive you all away with the annoyance of Zergs yelling. I want you to be happy. Okay, we're going to get group spines and then we'll be able to move out really, really soon. Zerg is weird because they're not actually the super big drone energy race in StarCraft 1. Generally, your drone count is really, really low in the game, which means that in the campaign, you're extra OP because if you know how to saturate your bases, the mission or the race is not actually designed around that. Like, they're kind of you get like 4 bases and each has like 6 drones on them or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's fine. It's what I can get. But in the campaign, especially in Brood War, there'll be like 4 bases, and you'll be like, yeah, I'm full saturating all of these, and then I'm going to have literally the entire universe's supply of biology on this mission. Yeah, we're just going to cleave through stuff. Here comes the Dragoon. Dragoons do a lot of damage, but they do really bad damage against Hydras. They're really good against stuff like buildings and larger targets, but these small ones they have a lot of trouble with. What? Wait. You can get +2 attack on mission number 2? That's crazy. Is that normal? Absolutely wild. Imagine if you could do that in any other game, StarCraft. You have to like wait for half an hour in Wings of Liberty. Not half an hour, but like it's like 15 missions before you get +2 sometimes in Wings. Oh, that's wonderful. Alright, we're taking out this little base. It was pretty easy to knock down. Keep clearing the way. And we're going to be done with this one in a hot second as well. I guess this is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because I know the mission after this one is a grind, so we can't really fit it in. But we've had a couple 40 minutes recently, so I'm not too upset about that. The beginnings of campaigns are always going to be a bit short. Alright, let's grab that Chrysalis and start... Whoa! Ho ho ho! They heard me. Except it's scouts, and Hydras are really good at kiting. So I'm not too worried. So keep in mind each one of these is 275 minerals and 175 gas. So that was a like entire Golden Armada worth of money. Which is the true reason the Scout is the worst unit. It's not just its ineptitude, but the cost. So they're sending stuff from down here. That's obviously a base that needs to be taken out with extreme prejudice. Boom. Alright, we're in a good position. We are running guys into this, however... Okay, they go down. Ooh, we gotta take these little dragoons out, otherwise we're gonna have a hard time. 2 Hydras should finish this off pretty cleanly. I don't actually know who wins 1v1. A dragoon versus a Hydra. Closer than it should be given the cost difference. Oh no, they're building more scouts. I do find it kind of funny that because Tassadar is a character that is all the Protoss that you fight early in the campaign, like, if you want to look at it from a lore perspective, that boy is just spamming all the garbage units, and he's not... It's like, Tassadar, you didn't need to do any of the things you did if you just built more Reavers and High Templar, dude. Get some carriers out onto the field. Why are you trying to stop the Chrysalis, the mysterious Chrysalis that we don't know what's inside? We gotta stop it. And you're just sending scouts. You got 1 Reaver, dude. It fired a Scarab. That's not enough. Tassadar's like, don't worry, I'm gonna become just like most famous people. I'm not gonna do much useful stuff, and then I'm gonna die, and people are gonna like me a lot. There we go, and this should be the end, and we will prepare for warp transfer. Where they just open up a wormhole and go. Oh. You can't go up these... What?
Prepare yourself, Cerebrit. Your first jump through warp space could be unsettling.
What's that Nidus worm just goes to the next planet? Alright, you nailed it, Mass Recall. That was quite an unsettling warp experience. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the beginning of the Zerg. If there's anything that I need to fix for Zerg, please tell me. I'm gonna hit the quit button. I'll show you my options menu so you can yell at me. Because, goodness me, I have no idea at this point. For all you guys who don't care about that, I will see you in the next episode. It can be like 30 seconds, I promise. I hope this doesn't like ruin a playlist. There's going to be someone watching this in 1 year, 3 months, 7 days, and he's going to be like, man, I really wish that we didn't have to go through this part. Now I have to go unfull screen it on my second monitor, click through it. So this is what I have up. And then he has to find the next one on the thing because I'm just talking about dumb stuff. I really apologize to you, Steve. I really apologize to you. So these are my... things. If I have anything wrong, please tell me, because next time I load this up, it's not going to be the same thing anyway. So I'll try my best. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.